Hey everyone, welcome back to Retro Gaming Ledger. Today I'm kind of going to give you some advice on finding deals on pre-owned video games. And one of the stores that you can actually utilize is Gamestop. I know a lot of people don't like Gamestop because they keep their prices at margin, but occasionally they do run a really amazing deal to kind of fill your collection or to get games that you might not have. And this deal they run on their page, you have to check it. They run it sporadically throughout the entire year, but they run a 4 for $10 pre-owned game promo, and then they run a 4 for $20 pre-owned games. And how they're priced is they do $4.99 and below games. If you get 4 of them, you can get 4 for $10. So that's $2.50 a game. If you want the 4 for $20, they have to be $9.99 and below, and you can get 4 for $20, which is $5 a game. Now, I'll add a caveat to this: is a lot of times you're not 100% guaranteed box art manual. So getting the CIB is hit or miss. Often I like calling the stores to see if they have that game or if they've got box art. Sometimes I ask, hey, what games do you have $9.99 and below that have box art? What games do you have that, like $4.99 that have box art and manual? Like, you want to kind of check ahead of time, call up the store that's close to you, and see what they have. Some managers will be very forthcoming, tell you the information. Some will just really talk really fast. They don't have a lot of time, and they're just, da. So another alternative is you can go online, go to Gamestop.com, search your local store, put your local store as your home store, and then just go game by game. It takes a while, but game by game, check to see if they've got in stock. And then if you confirmed that they have that game, then you can see if they have box art. You can ask, hey, is Star Ocean, do you have box art for that? So I'm going to share with you my receipt and show you what kind of deals I got. So I spent a grand total of $30, really. I did buy the insurance on the game. A lot of people don't like doing that, but I like giving back to the stores a little bit, because then for future business, they'll treat you pretty good. So I get the insurance on the disc. It's like 50 cents a disc, so it's like $3 if I get like 8 discs. That's not terrible. So I picked up these games, and I got kind of some interesting stories. Here they are. I spent about $30 on that. And to give you some idea, I got some Xbox Originals for $2.50 each, which is pretty good if you think about it. Here's Amped box art. If you notice, $4.99. I got that at $2.50. That's pretty dang good. No manual disc though. This is interesting. So another $4.99. I got Finest Hour Call of Duty, Xbox Original, just the disc. It's hit or miss with the box art. Sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't. It's oftentimes at $2.50, I'll just take the loose disc. It's such a good deal, because often, these games are kind of falling out of the fray. They're becoming missing. So I'll often, just go with the loose disc. It's okay. I'll find the box art later. But $2.50 is a hell of a deal for an old game. It really is. Especially if it's backwards compatible. I could play it on my 360. It's worth it. This is kind of an interesting story. So I have Hitman 2 here, but it's not really Hitman 2. They gave me the box because they couldn't find the disc for this, which was interesting. But I did end up getting Wolverine's Revenge, which wasn't priced at $4.99. It was actually $9.99. So this turned out to be $5. One of the $5 games I got. I got a 4 for $20, and then I got the 4 for $10, which equals $30. But this is one of the $5 games, disc only, but then they gave me a case. So it's a really hodgy-podgy kind of situation, but I got a cool case, and it has the manual. It has the manual, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to sell it on eBay. We'll see. But I did get a really amazing game. Wolverine's Revenge. I forget what it's price charting at. It might be at... The loose might be around $10. But, yeah, I thought that was a good deal for $5 on the loose. This... We're going to actually go over the price charting on this game and kind of talk about what's going on with this and games like this in general. So this is a price at $9.99. Star Ocean. It's an RPG. Really unique RPG. I got this for $5. Box art, everything. Manual, everything. The whole deal. The whole shebang. $5. Pretty good deal. What's interesting about this game, and we'll look at price charting later, is that it's got 3 discs. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. Uno, dos, and tres. Okay? There are not many 360 games that have 3 discs. I think LA Noire and maybe a couple others. As time goes on, and the retro gaming industry, or whatever you want to call it, marketplace, gets bigger and bigger and bigger, Star Ocean is gonna, whatever's gonna happen to Star Ocean, I'm sure, I don't know if it's downloadable right now. It might not be, it might be, we don't know. But I know that people are gonna lose the discs. There are 3 discs, and I'm guessing those 2 other discs are for installations. Like you have to install. There's a certain amount of data on these discs that you have to keep installing. Over time, people are going to lose disc 2. People are going to lose disc 3. People are going to lose disc 1. And people will not have a complete disc set of Star Ocean. It will become hard to find those discs. And then I don't know, and I can't make predictions, but I think the long term, it's going to be harder and harder to get a physical copy of Star Ocean that is complete with all the discs. I think that makes sense to me. And for $5 right now with the GameStop deal, this was a no-brainer for me. And the fact that RPGs are really popular, and I like RPGs, and it's a sci-fi RPG. So $5, complete in box. I think last time I checked it was like $12, complete in box. Kind of a no-brainer. So I got that one. This one, I didn't have a copy of Sid Meier's Civilization, and it was $4.99, no box art, but I don't have a disc, and it's $2.50, and I don't think you can get a better deal than that. So I got it. Okay. Here's one of my other $9.99s. So $5. Box art. Pretty cool. It's a different game. No manual. That kind of sucks. But unique game. Kind of like a shooter, shoot 'em up, shooter, killing insects. So I thought that was for $5. Not terrible. I wish I had the manual, but still a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. I thought this was pretty good. Ultimate Alliance, Xbox 360, manual, complete in box. Complete in box. Got it for $5. Last time I checked, the CIB price charting was around $10. Could be $11, something like that. I know the other Ultimate Alliances are doing really, really well. I think the chart looked really good. It had a nice upward momentum. We'll go over that later in this video. We'll actually look at all the previous finds that I did find, and we'll look at the price charts to kind of go over each and every one of them and say, you know, this is what I picked it up for at GameStop, and this is where it's heading. So, but here's Ultimate Alliance, complete in box, $5. Pretty good deal. And then I think I don't know what I had to do, but I had to complete my 4 for 10, and I needed a game desperately, so I found Prince Persia. Complete in box. And I got that for $2.50. So that's pretty good. So, and then of course I've got this Lucy case for him in too, which is really strange that they gave me a case for, they didn't have Wolverine's Revenge case, so they just gave me this. So I took it. It's extra manual case, figure it out later. But, so all of that for $30. I did, as I said, I did pay the insurance fees 50 cents each, because it helps out that store, and and it kind of builds relationships for the future. But yeah, all this, let's see, 3 Xbox original games, 3 Xbox OG games, yeah, and then the rest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 360 games. 5 360 games and 3 Xbox OG games. And that all got priced, so 8 total games, and I got all priced at $30, which I think is an outstanding deal. So there are deals to be had on Gamestop. You just have to look for them. You got to look for, where they are. So that being said, just wanted to show you that. Let me get farther into the video, and I'll show you the price charting on these games and kind of what I paid for them and where they're going. So let's see that right now. All right, bye.
All right, everyone. So, of course, I talked about Star Ocean and how unique it was because it had the 3-disc set, and over time, those discs probably going missing. Someone's going to lose a disc 2, 3, or 1. And if that's the case, then that means this game starts getting a little bit more rare and unique to have the physical copy that you can sell, trade, give, donate. And that's why I think, retro gaming is just kind of blowing up right now. It's because physical games hold value versus digital. Digital, you don't actually own it. You own the licensing to it. But these things, technically I'm holding value. I'm not saying that these are assets. You could say that, but they hold value, and I can give it to someone, and it gives someone value. I can't do that with a digital game. I can't give it to them and they can trade it back, and vice versa. I can't. There's no exchange there. So that's a big reason why I'm going retro, and I believe in it. I believe in it. So let's get into Star Ocean. Trying to look at the chart. We've got upward trajectory. It is slow. It's like a slow boil. It's like I'm boiling shrimp or something. But so it looks like things really started off in 2018. I know if you ask AI, why did we get price increases in retro games in 2020, they're going to say COVID and people are locked in their homes and they want to buy retro games. But this is a continuation. We are seeing fluid motion continuing from 2020. And so what I said previously, I paid $5 for this game, complete in box, manual, everything. $5 at GameStop. Right now, we are sitting at complete in box at $12.12. And we recently had an all-time high back in May at 2026, $13.25. And I think this trend looks like it will continue. The loose price is at $9.92 and complete price at $12.12. That loose price is getting awfully close to the $12.12. When you have the loose price really close to the complete price, usually it means high demand. You see that with a lot of Minecraft games. Minecraft games are sometimes their loose price are going for like 14 and the complete price is going for 15. So I think there's demand here. It just looks like a slow boil here. I don't know if it's people are trying to catch on to the game, they haven't heard about it, and it's just a slow, methodical rise. But certainly, I think this thing will keep going up over time, and that's just my opinion. You know, don't think this is investment advice, but that's just kind of what I think is going on. Uh, I think it really, the reason why I did some research on Star Ocean, and basically AI said a reason why it's going up is the disc set that people are losing the three discs. And honestly, if you have questions about games and pricing, I use AI all the time. It's a wonderful tool to getting insights into what's going on in the gaming market. I use it all the time. It's a great tool, and you kind of learn. It's a great learning device for what you want to do, collecting and kind of looking over the horizon at predictions. You know, we don't have anybody on YouTube trying to make predictions on games, and if they're going up, they're going down. We just know that they're going up. We know the games are going up. I've looked at over 200 charts and of Xbox and Xbox original games, and there's only one trajectory. They're not going down. They're going up. They've been going up pretty steadily for 2020, and there's a lot of them. And even common games are going up. So, I digress. So let's go into another game that I bought and kind of, you know, look at what I paid and look where it's going. All right, we have, let me look up Wolverine's Revenge. And that's for Xbox OG. Here we go. So I did pick this up. We've got a CIB price of, it looks like 1050. Okay. Let's look at all-time chart. Now, that chart looks mighty good. It looks mighty, mighty good. And this is why I picked up just the disc. The loose price, if you notice, is at 1050. The complete price is at 1051. There is high demand for this game. I can confirm a 1 cent difference is high demand. And so when I saw this my light went out. So when I went out, I went for this for basically $5. I look at this trajectory and I like what I see. Let's look at the loose chart. So we see something similar. It's a little different than CIB. Let's compare CIB. All right. It looks like we had a gap, the comparison between CIB and loose, at about 2022. And that would probably be at the end of COVID, when COVID started. I guess we came out of our hobbit holes. And it looks like there was a continuation. They started linking up in price, the loose and the CIB, around 2023, which is in 2024, which is kind of similar to what's happening to other games. They're kind of linking up in higher trajectories in 2024. We're seeing a lot of a significant rise 2024 and beyond. So it looks like we have liftoff. Really, 2024, things are getting hot. And what I find interesting is we had a matchup in CIB and loose back in, it looks like 2024. It looks like they touched right there, $8 and $7.49, and then it's doing it again. It looks like it's doing it again right now, right as we speak. And this might be a continuation. I like this chart. I think there's demand for this game, and I got it for $5. I got it for $5. Yes, I don't have the case, which kind of sucks. I did get a Hitman case, which is unique, but this looks like a high demand game. So $5 is pretty worth it in my opinion. So I went for it. Let's do okay. This is kind of another loose game. Call of Duty Finest Hour, Xbox OG. Let's take a look. Call of Duty Finest Hour. All right. So this was okay. This was a $4.99 game. So really, I paid $2.50. Call of Duty's Finest Hour. There we are. Okay. So I paid $2.50. The loose is at $6.46. Complete $10.31. The chart looks interesting. It looks. Remember what we mentioned before at 2024? Prices started really going quick. I don't know what this price dip is at the end. That's kind of interesting. But it seems to have gained back its steam in July. We had a unique price spike. We had an all-time high in April at $15 complete. Let's see. Let's take a look at loose. Loose looks pretty stable, but rising. We had a loose all-time high. I mean, argumentatively, you could say July 2023, but we had another one in November 2024. But the overall trend seems to be rising. Slow. It's slow on loose. I'll admit it's slow, but let's compare CIB. It's rising. We got some upswing. So I paid $2.50 for an Xbox OG game. It's loose. That kind of sucks. But I see some rise over on the right side. And certainly a price spike on the CIB at $15 recently is interesting. So this one's a little slow. It's stable. It ain't going down. The price has not. Do you see a downward trajectory on this game? I don't see one. I see up. I see upward. I see higher highs, I guess you can say. Slowly, higher highs, but so I picked it up. It was $2.50. So I kind of was on board with that. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Amped snowboarding. This is a $5 game, so it was $2.50. $2.50. Let's look it up. Not a very profitable game. We're at $8.45, but the chart looks good. The chart looks real good. I paid $2.50 for this game. No manual, but I did get disc and box. So, not terrible. For $2.50, it hit an all-time high. Well, we're looking at complete box. Yeah, we don't have the manual, so you have to take some off the top. You have to take a haircut. But it hit an all-time high in June, a month ago, at $10. So, I got this. I can play this on my 360. I can play it on my Xbox One. Backwards compatible. $2.50. That is a good deal. If you argumentatively look at the CIB price at $10, which you could argue it just hit the all-time high back in June, we paid 25% of the current value of this game by doing the GameStop deal 4 for $10. So $5 went to $2.50. That's a good deal. Let's look at Prince of Persia. This was another $4.99 game, which I paid $2.50 for. It's complete in box. It's got the manual. It's got everything. So let's look at that. Prince of Persia. Let's look at Prince of Persia Xbox. Prince of Persia Xbox. So, let's look at the chart. I mean, what do you guys see from this chart? Tell me what this chart's saying. What is this chart saying? What's going on in 2023? I mean, even go back to 2020. It was static. It's going down a little bit before 2020. Not much. It was going down a little bit. But what's going on all of a sudden? It's going up. We're getting a little higher. We got steps. I got this for $250. So I think that's a pretty good deal. So I'm gonna leave that there. We kind of all know the writing on the wall, what's going on, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.